Hey everyone, it's Mr. Montgomery again, and good news. Look, there is no math today. What? But of course, I'm just joking. Here's your math. Haha. I'm just teasing. Of course, we have math today. But the good news is, I know a lot of you thought yesterday was pretty simple. We were just doing subtracting with two 10 frames. Uh, if you thought yesterday was simple, you're going to be super happy. And today is pretty much the same thing, except with one little change. We are using story problems with our 10 frames and subtracting. Normally, I would love to have something typed up for you guys to follow along with the story, but they didn't give me enough space. So I'm going to tell you a story and we're going to solve it. Okay? Okay, and as you can see, I filled in my two 10 frames. The top 10 frame has 10 counters, the bottom 10 frame has 2 counters. I will give you all a second. Go ahead, fill in your 10 frames to look just like mine. Okay? And let's make sure we try to move extra quick, and that way the video won't take so long. So I'm going to move a little bit faster than usual, because I know this is something that you all kind of know already, and it's a little easy. So we're not going to take as much time as usual. You guys should be all set up by now. And let me tell you a story about these 10 frames. So let's say Tanya had 12 pieces of gum, because we have 12 counters. And Tanya really likes chewing gum. So we're going to write 12 on the first line, because that is our big total number. She has 12 pieces of gum. But then Tanya decides to chew 4 pieces of gum at one time. How crazy is that? So she's going to chew it. So she's still going to have all that gum left in her pocket? No. So it's going to be a subtraction sentence because she's going to chew some of it away. And how many? It was 4. So with your 10 frames, you can slide 4 of these counters off your paper. But since I don't have counters that I can move with my fingers, I'm going to cross mine out. So let's cross out or move 4. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and 4. And make sure that when you're removing or crossing out counters, we start from the back and move our way forward. Okay? And now that we took away 4, how many counters do we have left? Well, some of us are just looking at it and go, oh, well, I know exactly how many. Or we can count, and the top row is full, so we know it's 5, 6, 7, 8. So 12 minus 4 is 8. Let's do one more, and then we're just going to jump right into the meat and potatoes on the inside, all right? Okay, now for this one, let's be a little crazy. I'll give you guys a second and make your 10 frames to look just like mine. Okay, should have been enough time. Now, let me tell you a story again about Tanya and this gum that she loves so much. I don't know what's going on with that. But let's see how many pieces of gum she has now. She has, let's see, 10 up here. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 in the next one. And that makes 14. So Tanya now has 14 pieces of gum. That's way too much gum. And she decides all at one time she wants to chew 8 pieces of gum. That is crazy. So we're going to write this number 8 so we don't forget about it. She chews 8 pieces of gum. And we know that's going to be subtracting because she's not going to have all these pieces of gum still in her pocket because she's chewing 8 of it away. So to figure this out, let's use these 10 frames, and we're going to start from the back, moving forward, taking away some counters, okay? So go ahead and do this with me. 1, 2, Oh, and remember, you have counters you can actually move. So make sure you just slide them off your paper. Okay? And we'll go on to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Man. All right. So now let's see how many we have left. Top row is full, so it's 5. And one more is 6. So 14 minus 8 equals 6. After chewing all that gum, she only has 6 pieces left. Oh boy. All right, so let's turn our work mats open and go to the first problem on the inside. All right, I'll give you all a second to open up to this page, and you should all see number 1. Make sure you kind of clear those counters you're using out of the way. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to read number 1 to you. Make sure that you circle the things that you hear that are important, like certain numbers or certain words that tell us if we're going to add or subtract. All right. There are 15 toy boats on the pond. Whoa, it's a lot of toy boats. That sounds important. I'm gonna circle it. 9 toy boats float away. You know what? That sounds important too. The number 9, and that the boats float away. That means they're not with the other boats anymore, right? And how many boats are left? And the words are left are pretty important too. So they're telling us floating away, they're actually saying subtract, subtract. And then when they say how many toy boats are left, again, they're saying you need to subtract. Subtract. Okay? And now we can plug in the numbers that we found. So what's going to go first? The 9 or the 15? Well, it's going to be the 15 because that is our big total number. The total goes first. And next, after this minus sign that they told us twice in the story that we need to use, we're going to put the smaller number. I'm sorry. It's the smaller number that of all the boats that have floated away, that are not with the other boats anymore. Okay? So now we made the number sentence 15 minus 9. But we got to figure out what that is. But lucky for us, these people were super nice and they gave us 10 frames with all these red counters in it. So we can use these to figure it out. And so we know we have 15 altogether in these 10 frames. And we're going to start crossing them out from the back, working our way forward. Okay, it helps us stay organized and keep track of our counters. So we're going to cross out how many? 9. So let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then we just kind of see how many counters we have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we know where they got this 6 from that they give us a dotted line of. Now let's just jump right into number 2. And this time I'm going to read it to you. But you go ahead and circle the important things you hear on your own. Okay? And then after I get done reading it, you're going to solve the problem on your own. Do not help each other. Do not show each other answers. And don't peek at your neighbor. Okay? Do this on your own. Give it a shot. I want you to be comfortable with this. Let's read it. Leia has 12 blocks. She gives Tim 7 blocks to build a tower. How many blocks does Leia have left? All right, I hope you circled those important things in the story. Uh, Hint, some are numbers and some are words. Okay, I'll give you guys a minute to solve. All right, that should have been more than enough time. Let's go ahead and go through this again. Leia has 12 blocks. 12 is important. We need to circle it. She gives Tim 7 blocks to build a tower. That's important also. And also the fact that they tell us that she gives. She gives them away. She no longer has 7 of those blocks. How many blocks does Leia have left? Those words are important too. So, we know that we have 12 counters. But how many do we have to cross out? Well, we know that in our story, they say she gives away 7, so we are going to cross out 7. So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I just totally forgot something. I didn't make my number sentence. Oh boy. We better do that really quick before we look at our answer. Okay. Well, I know that the total was 12, so that must go first. And how many does Leia give away? How many blocks are being taken away or given away from her total? 7. And now that we did all this work over here with these 10 frames, let's see how many we have left that we did not cross out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we have 5 left. So now we know that 12 minus 7 equals 5. All right. If you are really uncomfortable with how to solve these story problems with these 10 frames, go ahead, come sit with me and my other friends on the carpet. We're using the Promethean board to solve these. Or if you feel really comfortable and want to do the rest of the problems, or if you just still want to give them a shot anyway, just to see how well you do, I'm totally okay with that. Go on to the next page, do those problems by yourself, and I mean every single problem, even the ones at the very bottom, okay? And then go ahead and turn over to the last page and try the top 2. All right, I will talk to you all soon.